Hello everyone, welcome to another UConn PAES construction project video update. My name is Lou Gett, and today we're going to be covering the NESB project, the new Engineering and Science Building project. So today is July 29th. The last time we were out was early May, and we're going to take you through the progress since our last. Not a bad idea to go back and take a look at the previous videos we did to kind of follow the progress step by step. So the last time we were out, we had some great shots. We were down inside the building. The foundation was just about complete. There was some minor backfilling, and they were preparing for steel again, and that was in early May. So the steel is actually completely installed, except for miscellaneous metals that they call. We're going to walk around and show you. We can just barely see the flag and the white beam, and we'll talk when we get a little closer on the topping off ceremony that was recently. So they've actually started some of their concrete slabs. You can see down on the first floor they poured the western half, and actually on the second floor it looks to be the slab is mostly complete. So there we have the topping off beam. The explanation, folklore says originally it came from the Scandinavian times, where homes were built from large timbers. When the last timber was installed, they would put a green live branch on top of the timber to ward off evil spirits. So the tradition has been carried on since then, with some minor changes. The ironworkers, during the process of building the big cities, added an American flag to it, but we still have the green branch, the live green tree, it's changed through the years. We now have a painted beam. People have the opportunity to sign the beam. So it's really what it is a milestone during the process of construction. It's one of the last beams to get installed. If there's any dignitaries in the area, they have an opportunity to sign it. And it's really a keepsake. It's something that's supposed to, to be considered to be able to stay, to be part of the building going forward. So there's the topping off beam for the NESB building. Last time we were here, the tunnel was open, and now the tunnel is complete. We can see, and we'll go down inside in a minute. This will all get covered with soils in the future. You can see the top of what we call the structure there, and the cover, the manhole cover. That's roughly pretty much about finished grade. Sometimes the covers are adjusted for the exact grade. So you'll never see this again. People will walk right over the top and most likely not realize that there's a tunnel serving the utilities to the building right underneath it. This is the areaway. The upper section is going to provide fresh air for the space down in here, and this will be an access port for equipment going forward. Now that the steel beams have been in place, you can see the forms for them to complete their casting up towards the steel beams. And down here, as we're just talking on the first floor, these are mark outs. These are for what they call utility pads. So on top of a 4 to 6 inch utility pad will be circulation pumps in this area over here. Believe it or not, this area is the chilled water room, where all the circulators, piping will be to support the building over in this area. And there's what one of the piers looks like after the forms have been removed and the concrete is placed up towards the top. So the basement brace frames, which we talked about previously, and we're going to show you on the rest of the steel all the way up through. They're right through here. They were smart enough to bring some heavy electrical gear down while they had use of the crane. All the conduits through the floor. This is going to be the electrical room over in this area over and through here. You can see what we call the service conduits. That's rigid conduits coming through the wall over in this section over through here. You can see actually they've done the layout. These are some pads. There's going to be some gear mounted onto the floor over in this area over here. And this is going to be the heating section over in here, where the steam and condensate return. You see the pipes that are going to pass right through this section, right in through here. All right, we'll take a quick walk through the tunnel. So I understand the utilities are close to the other side. So where they tied into the tunnel, not all the utilities were brought into this area at the time. So the utilities needed to be completed into the tunnel area before they could have been brought through here. So we'll take just a quick peek inside the tunnel over through here. So this is the main service tunnel that runs from the central utility plant throughout all of campus. We have chilled water in here, we have domestic water in here, we have fire protection water in here, we have steam, we have condensate return, and these are where the services will be picked up to feed the building. So we'll give you another little tidbit of construction here. What we're looking at right here is what we call a benchmark. So this benchmark is an elevation of 586.5. That's 586 feet above sea level. So this mark is for use for all of the trades. This is a level mark set by an engineer, and that's a reference mark of elevation, which has a lot to do with everything. All the steel has a certain elevation, and all of the mechanical trades are set. Everybody has their own elevation. So this is a mark, what we call a benchmark, for everyone to be able to use during construction. So an opportunity to look at the hoistway, the elevator pits here. So the rebar that comes through the slab, the elevator walls are usually CMU, concrete masonry units we call them, block, otherwise known as block. And they're usually, to be able to support the structure, the rails to the car. So it cannot just be a drywall. It needs to have some structural capabilities to it. And you can see it goes all the way up to the penthouse. And the brace frame, we're getting a chance to look at the brace frame. The green is a netting, it's a safety netting, because this is an open hole all the way through on the upper floors for safety and protection. So we'll talk a little bit about the bangets again. Each one is color coded for the different trades to use them. We're down in the basement, so there's going to be a lot of mechanical piping in here. So these bangets, these mechanical hangers, we'll go into detail about them further. They were located by a GPS, which was created from a layer on a BIM program, we call it, which is a 3D dimension of the utilities inside the building. So all that had to be coordinated before, anybody starts any piping. We call the different layers, which pipe or ductwork goes first, which goes second, which goes third. So 21st century construction, in the old days, the slabs were poured, they'd be out here with giant drills drilling into the concrete. Now they locate hangers through software programs with GPS locators, color-coded, and actually cast right into the slab. So once the slab over the top is cast in, they've just put their threaded rod, hangers, and get right to installing the mechanicals. So this is a little bit of a more close-up look at these bangit hangers, they call them. So the concrete will cast around the spring in that flange, and it will be supported in the concrete. So again, it's kind of neat to have previous videos to go back to. A long time ago, we told you we had some sections, some columns that were what they call slab on grade. In this area right in here, construction, they were outside of the main foundation. There's the columns supporting this overhang over here. So when we call slab on grade, there's two forms of slabs for the construction: slab on deck, slab on grade. So eventually this area will all be backfilled, and then there will be a slab on grade over here. So we were at this section several times previously. This is the soil nailing, soil retention system. The rock we showed you in a previous video that was all blasted down in here, and they're in the process. You can see exactly why they call, they're bringing up lifts. It's a 1 foot lift at a time. They have the compactor over the top, the machine's placing the material. This is an imported structural gravel, and they're backfilling the foundation. So never to be seen again, as we mentioned earlier. Just a top view of the area well that'll have a grate on it for accessibility for mechanical equipment. So we'll be using the stair tower in just a minute to access the upper floors, and this is a means for the the contractors to use for a while. They'll be using lifts to haul up heavier materials, potentially cranes at certain other times, but for right now most of the trades will be going up and down on the stair. This is what they call a stair scaffolding, which is a scaffolding with a set of stairs on the inside. So again, the first floor, the second floor, the third floor, fourth floor, 5th floor and the mechanical room over the top. So we're on the 1st floor, and I can explain to you the next step on the process. So as soon as the slab goes down, then they do the partition layout, is what you see in here. And they're color coded for the different types of partitions, different sizes, whether they're CMU or drywall. So they snap their lines, they draw them in pencil, and then they use a clear sealer to paint them down so they don't get lost in the time that they during the process between the time that they lay them out and the actual construction happens. So it's better to do it now before too many other parts and pieces get into the way. But you know, this is actually room layout well before the partitions. So once the partitions are here, this look will never be seen again. And again, a tidbit of construction: every floor has a benchmark on it, and a lot of times the builders will try to pick an elevation that has some type of a meaning, on a window frame or halfway up a door frame. Sometimes it's just 4 feet above finished floor. This elevation here is 620.50, and again, it's reference for everyone to use so that everyone's on the same page. So finally, again, today's July 29th. We thank you for your interest in this UConn project update of the NSB building. Thanks again and have a great day. Remember to subscribe to our UConn PAES channel. Once subscribed, on the left-hand side, manage subscriptions. To the right, the gearbox symbol. A check next to send me all notifications for this channel with the save. Now, anytime we add a project, update a project, you will receive an automatic email notification. We thank you for your interest in our UConn projects. Have a great day.